everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt, and today I'm going to be telling you about the first time I smoked the marijuana. 420 blaze. Now make sure you guys are sitting down because it's going to be a long story time, and before I get into it I do have to do the obligatory, whatever, precautionary, disclaimer. I am not in any way promoting the use of illegal drugs because that's bad, okay? And also this story is, and you will see this very soon, purely for the fact that I made some mistakes, and hopefully this will help minimize the risk for those of you who do at your own discretion, not by my will, choose to smoke the happy dragon, magic dragon. So with that being said, let's get right into the story time. Now this, you guys, oh my god, this is a long story, so I apologize in advance and I wish you the best getting through this. Basically, I would give you some backstory. Between the ages of about 15 and 18, I was working at this, it's just like a tiny little restaurant. I don't know, I guess I'll tell you guys because no one's gonna know what it is. It's called KFC. While I was working there, we had a lot of customers come in. Some were regulars, some were foreigners that would walk through drive-through and hand in like handwritten notes telling me to marry them. That was an interesting little situation that we had going on. But there was this one guy, and I used to call him Punk Rocker Dude. He kind of became a regular because I served him, and everyone that I worked with at this tiny restaurant called KFC was very concerned about his regularity and his consistency with trying to specifically be served by me again and again and again. So apparently I didn't know this because this happened on days where I didn't work until I went into work, and they told me he would come in like pretty much every day and ask for me, and then when I was working he would like ask me when my break was, and he would stick around for my break depending on, like, I could have just started and I wouldn't be getting a break for another 5 hours, and he would be like, okay, well I'll see you when you finish your shift, like that kind of stuff. A lot of people were really concerned about that kind of behavior, and looking back on it I can understand why, but I am invincible, knock on wood. I'm invincible, and I didn't see the worry, I didn't see the concern. I was, I guess, excited by the fact that someone wanted to get to know me. Like, it was like, oh my god, I'm making a friend. What? So basically this guy came in all the time, and we ended up exchanging numbers and Facebook details, I think, and we started chatting outside of, where I worked, because I think he may have been asked to leave at some stage by someone else, perhaps my manager, maybe. I mean, I don't have confirmation on that, but I feel like that may have happened because it sounds like a thing that one of my managers might have done. So we started talking online. Turned out we had very similar birthdays, and my 18th birthday was coming up. He really wanted to help me have an incredible birthday. So he's like, look, we'll plan a birthday party, which, I mean, parties for me never go well, which I can make an entire video about that if you guys are keen. Leave that in the comments below. So he's like, invite everyone to my place, we'll have a drink up, we'll have whatever, like, it'll be awesome. Because most of my friends were under 18, so if I was going to celebrate my 18th birthday, it had to be inside the house. Don't drink underage. But then he's like, look, I also want to take you to dinner, and like, I didn't think anything of it. We just we were celebrating our birthday together, our communal birthday. It was like happy birthday to both of us, like a celebration. At the end of it, I can't remember what happened. He said we should watch a movie back at his place. So we went back to his place, and then we go out to like his little backyard thing, and we're just sitting, we're chatting, and he's like, hey, I don't know the exact wording, but it essentially went along the lines of, do you want to smoke the marijuana? Nothing like that though. That's so not how that went at all. So he pulls out this brass pipe. I think it's brass. Brass are the ones that I don't know. It was a pipe, that's all I know. It was metal and it was pipe. It wasn't wood, and it wasn't glass. So it wasn't a crack pipe, and it wasn't like an old man pipe. It was metal, so probably brass. I don't know. Clearly, I am all up on my drug paraphernalia speak. 420 blaze it. So he starts putting marijuana into the pipe. He may have chopped up in front of me as well. I don't really remember. I mean, you guys gotta remember, first of all, my memory has a great habit of not holding on to everything, and 2, this was 5 years ago. Like, this was my 18th birthday. I'm almost turning 24. Oh god, don't tell me that. But I mean, it was a while ago. It was a while ago, okay? So he hands the pipe to me, he explains how to smoke it, and I didn't realize this because I didn't know at the time, but I think I like inhaled like which is what you do. I mean, not that I would know, but that's what you do when you're smoking a bong, because the water does something to it and makes it something else. Or if you're using a vape, that is good too, apparently. To like, with a pipe or a joint, you just kind of take like little, like with your mouth, and then you inhale it. So I got like massive chunks of marijuana ash all throughout my mouth, and probably in my lungs too. Like, I mean, it was a mess. It was pretty embarrassing because I was like with an almost complete stranger celebrating my 18th birthday, and I just smoked marijuana for the first time, and I think I fucked it up. I'm pretty sure I fucked it up. I never smoked from a pipe since that. And so I'm sitting there and I was like, I kind of giggled at first, maybe because of like the placebo effect of the weed, or maybe it was the passive. Oh yeah, that's right, he also blew ghosties into my mouth, which is when you like hold the smoke in your mouth, which is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to inhale it like I did. So yeah, clearly I did it wrong. And then you blow it into the other person's mouth. So yeah, there was quite a bit of smoking going on in the place with smoking and the psh. And I kind of sat there, I was giggling just a little bit of a giggle, because I was like, oh, this is weird. This is like, ooh, it's a drug, my first ever drug. So I'm sitting there, and then I think he was talking about something, and then I was just staring off into the into like the abyss. Like it was like I just completely like, obviously I'd smoked too much, first time doing weed, and just decided to go by the advice of this guy that was a stranger who was bigger than me and more used to smoking weed than me, and he hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was just staring at this plant. And the only reason I remember I was staring at a plant, obviously we were out on the patio balcony thing, and I was just staring at the plant, and he kind of like nudged me with his foot, and he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh my god. I just started giggling hysterically because I was like, your bush is purple. And as soon as I said it, I was like, oh my god, that's dirty as well. Like, oh fuck, I really fucked up. Like, I didn't really fuck it, but it was like, he could tell that I was like stoned out of my mind. He was like, let's go watch a movie. And I thought he meant like in the living room. I was wrong. He meant in his bedroom, lying on a mattress on the floor. And I am pretty convinced that I greened out, because not only are there like pockets of the night that I don't really remember, but I mean that could be for a whole bunch of reasons. There's also like this sensation that I remember feeling of just like completely like numb and out of it, and for some reason whenever I lay down to watch the movie, it felt like I was really heavy, and then there was this weird vibrating feeling that I kept feeling, and then I'd sit up and I was like, oh no, I'm totally fine, like it's cool. I feel like just a little bit of a buzz when I sit up. And like I remember like I did that once, and just this it's not as creepy as it sounds, but because I was so fucking baked out of my mind, it just felt like this hand just grabbing my shirt and pulling me down at like snail's pace, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I'd lie down again and be like, nah, like no. And then like we had conversation, like small talk when your faces are like this close and you're really fucking high, or greening out, or like have no idea what's going on. And I said to him, that's right, I said to him, I was like, that vibrating is probably my mum calling me. And he was like, what vibrating? And I was like, oh, never mind. So I totally was like not in the real world by this stage. And I think, well, obviously I know, do I? I'm pretty sure that he called me a cab home. Yes, I remember, because he said that we both had lasagna and a drink for dinner, and he said that the lasagna had cleaned him out for money, So he's like, are you able to pay for your cab? I'll call it for you. And I was like, yeah, cool. So he called me the cab. This is before Ubers, okay? That's how old I am. No. And so he calls me a cab and I go home. I don't know if my mum was awake at this stage or something. I don't think there was anything. There was no like interaction with people aside from the cab driver. But I mean, you don't interact with a cab driver. You just sit there in silence and hope that they don't try to talk to someone on the phone. I do not like taxi drivers, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, that was my first experience smoking weed, and it didn't leave me feeling pleasant, if I'm honest. It wasn't the last time I smoked weed, because I'm just fucking, it takes me a while to click onto things like, this doesn't fucking feel good, can we stop doing it? Anyways, so that is my story about the first time where I smoked too much with a complete stranger and I greened out and I was safe, but I'm not in any way saying that that will happen to everyone else if they take that situation and apply it to their own lives, if you get what I mean. Like, don't do what I did, do what I'm saying. Do as I say, not as I do. And I'm saying, be safe kids, stay in school, don't break the law, and all that other stuff that I'm supposed to say, because you're supposed to. What I did was just, I mean, you know what I did, and I hope to fuck that you guys realize that that is not what you're supposed to do. So if you're ever in a situation where a complete stranger asks you to go back to their house, maybe politely decline, politely decline. And if a complete stranger, you know, I mean, okay, I am ridiculously lucky, and I swear to God there are a bunch of angels literally like protecting me, because this guy's still a friend of mine. It's so weird. But this isn't a thing, this isn't a normal thing to happen to people. Like, I have a lot of stories where I'm like, that's not what normally happens, okay? So do not expect the same to happen to you, and I am not responsible if you do the same things that I do and end up in a really sticky situation, because I have told you, I have warned you, I have told you, don't do it, okay? Simple as that. Enough said. That is my story about the first time I smoked weed. In all of these corners you can see a clickable thing, and it's pretty exciting for me. You should click on them and you guys will see me in whatever thing you click on. So enjoy it and you will see me then. There is, one of these is to subscribe, so don't forget that one of these makes you subscribe so you can see me in the next one, okay? Bye guys!